Well, for years, the left's go-to insult for anyone they want to stop talking or crush politically has been racist. You're racist. Be quiet. Now party leaders are jockeying for 2020, and Democrats are turning on each other. What epithet are they using? Racist. It's amazing. Stacey Abrams says racism is to blame for Beto O'Rourke getting more attention than she gets. Watch.
Stacey Abrams is, the darling of the media.
I don't think that success is zero-sum, so I don't want to disparage or take away from the reaction and the legitimate response people had to his campaign. But I do want to call the question. I think race plays a part. I think region plays a part. I also think phenotype plays a part.
When asked, Cory Booker agreed with Abrams. Meanwhile, over at CNN, Joan Walsh just argued that Joe Biden should not run for president, not because of his political views or anything he's done, but because of the color of his skin. The left is even segregating the press now. In Savannah, Georgia this week, a public event concerning an upcoming mayor's race was closed to everybody who wasn't black. Savannah Alderman Van Johnson defended his attendance at the meeting by saying, hey, not my business.
Do you think the message there on the door is progressive?
It's not my meeting. Again, I was asked to come and give a statement, and so I came and I gave a statement.
It's totally cool. I go to a segregated event, but not a big deal. Chris Hahn is a radio host and a former staffer for Senator Chuck Schumer. He joins us today. Thanks a lot for coming on, Chris. What's the Democratic Party's position on segregation now? I noticed that Harvard, the epicenter of American liberalism, has segregated graduation ceremonies every year, as you know. And now there's a Democratic Party event in Georgia that is segregated by race. It said so on the door. Is this something the Democrats are for?
Not to my knowledge, and I think that any event that is political should be open to all press at all times. I believe in full transparency of everything.
Well, it's not really about transparency. It's about segregation. So why hasn't the DNC said anything about this, or why haven't the many various senators? What about the presidential candidates? Where are they in this?
If they're asked about it, they should respond the same way I did and say that it was an abomination and shouldn't be happening.
A segregated Democratic Party event. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just a little bit. You think that'd be like maybe front page?
A local city council event is not necessarily the entire country. If you want to start trading event for event, let's start looking at events that are happening in the Deep South that are probably whites only, even if not told that way by intimidation. So let's be careful.
It's pretty funny.
It's insane. No, it absolutely happens every single day.
There are a lot of Republicans events that say whites only on them. Are you joking? The DOJ Civil Rights Division would be there with the FBI. That would lead every paper in this country and every newscast for the next year. That has not happened. The segregated South was run by Democrats, and here's a segregated event, a Democratic event. Let's start looking. Please. So Beto O'Rourke was asked about reparations recently, and I want to play you his response to it. Here's what he said.
There was a Washington Times article saying that you oppose reparations, traditional reparations for black people. So why should I, as a black man, vote for you when you oppose reparations?
So what's the right answer there?
The right answer is because he's for equality. He's for lifting people up. I mean, reparations is not going to be. Look, anybody who says they're for reparations is never going to be able to pass reparations at this point. But that doesn't mean we can't have real affirmative action that lift people up from lower income status and bring them into the mainstream of society.
Okay, I think that's a fair answer. So, but why not start with the Democratic Party? So, the Democratic Party, 100% of its presidents have been men. 93% have been white. One exception.
Yeah.
Democratic Party is the progressive party, the racially aware party, the woke party. So why not award 100 superdelegates, I'm serious, to every candidate of color and every female candidate in this race? Why not apply those affirmative action standards you're talking about to your own presidential race?
I think that the Democratic Party celebrates diversity. I think that we have a great field of candidates running in the Democratic primary of all races, genders, and even sexual orientation. And I think it's going to be an interesting primary. And I don't think the Democrats run away from the diversity that's bringing this country.
Really, it doesn't. So I look at the polls and I see
over this because they are. But Republicans are tailoring to the fear of people who are worried that this country's changing, when really what they've got to do is
I know the talking points are, but I'm just saying, hold on, if you've got the woke party and your leading presidential candidates are white, Beto and the former vice president, Joe Biden, then why wouldn't you apply the affirmative action standards you apply in the rest of the country to your own primary? Why wouldn't you give I'm dead serious. Why wouldn't you do what they do at Harvard in your own primary if it's so good for the country?
Here's the thing. Here's what I would say to that, Tucker. I think it's important that both parties make sure that there's diversity in their delegates to the campaign.
I think it's a great idea. And
both
by the way,
parties.
nobody ever wants to live by their own standards,
I would love to see the Republican Party have like 5% of their delegates be people of color. So let's be very clear. One party's going to have a very diverse convention, and one party's going to be very, very white. And it's not going to be the DNC.
There's a lot of white people in the Democratic Party running anyway. Whatever.
We'll see it.
Chris Hahn, thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.